let's just dive into gold trade GBPUSD and see how we will be tackling this trade. So real quick, let me start with gold right here. And of course, I'm going to remove everything. I don't know if I had some drawings. Yeah, I did. So right there. So this is what we see on gold basically. Right. So as usual, I'm just going to hit my highs and the lows. So that's what we had from last week, right? So let's hit the daily right there. Now we need to understand what gold is doing, right? So let's just bring in our trend line real quick. Maybe let's start from this on 1 2 right there, and maybe have this maybe right there, right? So this is now what we see based on the daily, right? So now let's go to the H4 real quick. This is it. And now probably let's just try to see if we can adjust our levels. Let's have this right here and this right there, right? So that's it. Now from last week, we understand that gold has just been pushing, not actually from last week. Basically, gold has been on an uptrend for a while. So if you want to look for our entries, we need to understand what price is doing. But then, I do recommend for good entries, basically we need to take them on these major levels, because right now I say gold is in the middle of anywhere, nowhere. It can either push to the top or go down, right? So that's it. So let's see based on maybe lower time frame what the market is doing right there. That being said, if we mark out our sensitive zones, let's mark this right here, right there, then go to maybe 1 hour. This is what we see. Let me try to flip the screen and see what price is doing. Yeah, so we had an impulse phase right here, we had a correction, now we had a break of structure with that impulse phase. So there's that possibility that she might continue targeting this trend of ours, right? Let's do this. If that's the case, then let's understand what she's doing around this level right here. Go to the 15. In fact, let me just remove this now. I don't need it. Right, so off the 15, this is what we see. We need to concentrate on this market current situation right there. Okay, so that being said, we have to say we have a trend right there, correct, right? And probably we might add another one right here, something like an expanding channel, right? Is still okay. All right, so now we need to see how gold is going to react around this trend line that we just drew, right? This one, the new trend of the 15. If we get maybe price doing this, taking out this trend of ours, then we anticipate that gold will go back to retest this level that it did break out of. But then if we get something different, let's remove this. Let's remove this right there. So right now, I believe most people might say this is kind of a reversal structure. This is a double top right there. But then guys, I've realized that you need to be keen. There are certain levels that if you see price forming double top, might be manipulation. So let's just have that right there. Okay, so if we see gold taking out this low right here, then that's a good confirmation that now it's time for price maybe to go back to retest this level. All right, that is one way to look at it. But if we see gold giving us an impulse phase and then a correction phase right here, once we get a good bullish structure, then we might take that by entry. So let's see what price is doing of the 5. This is what we see of the 5, right? Looking like a continuation pattern, really. Let's see, because we also had another trend line right here. Let's just start from this level. We also had another trend right there. All right, so let me see 1 minute. what the market is doing of the 1 minute. So it's kind of still dirty, you understand. We don't know what she's trying to do, we don't know what she's thinking basically. But I know most people think that this is a double top. Like I say, you need to be careful when you see price giving you a double top in certain area. Might be a manipulation, but probably this is an impulse correction. This is just a continuation pattern before we see gold hitting this high. That is what I'm basically seeing, right? Impulse phase correction, and I think she's going to do that. Let me see. In fact, let's just have alert. Let me just see if it does this, anticipate this, right? If it gives me a clear bullish structure, we anticipate this, right? That is what I anticipate. So I don't need this, I need major trend, because we had a first touch right here, second touch, so I'm anticipating a third touch right there before we push to the top. Or if it continue breaking down, that is it. That being said, let's have gold marked. Do we have anything on our eye list? Let me just remove everything. Then we go to GBP USD and maybe Euro USD. Right there. Remove everything. Right, so let's just add gold to that list. So the next thing, or the next pair we need to understand is GBP USD. Most people do trade that right here. So I'll remove everything right there. So real quick, let's start our analysis. First thing, maybe this is the last high, the highest high of that week. Then we have low right here. Correct. So let's start our analysis. Correct. So real quick, we need to understand what price is doing. Another one, we have a level right here. Let's let's cater for that level too. Right here. Right here. Right. So yeah, basically we had a trend right here that we've seen price has already taken out. This one, we had this trend, but I don't know. Let's not concentrate on that. Let's hit the H4. All right. So let's do this and do that. So real quick, we've seen price giving us kind of another downtrend right here, which might be another continuation pattern. You never know, or might just be a downtrend. Let's have it right here. Let me remove this one because we don't need it. Correct. So all we see is GU still in this phase right here, which I call probably a continuation phase. You understand? So let's just have this right there, mark right there. Correct. So let's continue. If we hit the H1, we need to see what price is doing. Okay, that's it. So it's either we see price taking out this trend right there, that will mean that price will continue going up, or if it doesn't take out that trend, we anticipate price to continue dropping. That being said, let's do this. Mark out the last level, so the last low of the day. Let's bring this right here. Remember we had this. I can have that right there. Okay, or even let's have this right here. One, two right there. So if we mark out this as a level low, and of course this one. So we need to see if price takes out this level right here, we anticipate a retest. This is it, something like that. Then now we will seeing sales, right? But if price continues pushing and taking out this resistance right here, something like this, we anticipate price to come back, give us another continuation pattern before we see whether we need to look for buy entry. But I think AUD USD was looking way cleaner compared to GBP USD. Let's see AUD USD. Where are you? Right here. I think this one was looking too clean. Let's start our analysis once again real quick. So yeah, we've seen we had a level right here. Let's mark that, and also let's mark this level right there. So yeah, we see first thing, this is another continuation pattern, but I'm also seeing something like left shoulder right here, head, right shoulder. So I'm anticipating price maybe to continue going up, right? So let's continue. Of course, we had this which was taken out. That's also another situation. So let's hit the H4, right? So now based on the H4, we see we've had a trend right here, first touch, second touch, and the third right there. Correct. That being said, let's just continue doing analysis. You had another one. Let me try to clone this and see what we come up with. Something like this. Correct. So this is what we see. Remember, I said this one was looking like an inverse head and shoulder, left head, right, and we anticipate price going up, right? But what if that might not be an inverse head and shoulder? What if price is doing a manipulation thing? You understand? We never know. Let's just go to H1. That is what that is what I was thinking. Like, oh, why isn't the price doing this? So for us to confirm that this is an inverse head and shoulder, let price take out this high. Correct. Let price take out that high. Now once price has taken out that high, then now this is just being confirmed that now we are still in this momentum, you know, to go and target this high, which is going to be a good thing, right? But at the same time, let me see how many pips. It's not bad though, right? But at the same time, we still anticipate that price might try to drop, okay? Because based on the daily, we've seen that price has a potential of dropping too. Actually not daily, based on a monthly time frame, price has that potential of dropping like crazy. So this is a good level to take profit based on the monthly analysis and based on what we see. And this is the the first TP, right? So that being said, let's just bring in another trend line right here. We had a first touch, second touch, something like that. Or if we start from the immediate, let's just start from this one, then let's have it right here. Correct. That being said, let's have another one. Let me try cloning this and have it right there. Oh, correct. Makes sense. Let's just do it. So yeah, like I say, we anticipate if price takes out this high, this is it, something like this, anticipate a retest and make sure that retest has gone back to retest this and respects this trend line of ours, right? That's when we look for buys. Correct. Something like that. Let's see. Right now I see probably another double top. We need to see that. So that being said, let me try something. If we had something like this initially, let's do this. If we had something like this, we also had another trend line right here. Let's have this right there. I know most of you be wondering, why are you using so many trends? Oh, yo, I need to know the position of the market and see those levels clearly. So you see, it makes sense, guys. There's this kind of an approach, right? So probably, guess what, an impulse phase correction. So if we see price doing this, then that's a good confirmation that she's ready to go all the way down. So that being said, I'm anticipating if I see the price drops, let me see reaction around this support level, then we anticipate price to continue dropping, something like that, which is amazing. This is a good level to take your sell position. Then first TP, in fact, you know, I risk small, something like that. And if you scale in, as you see how price is going to react around this level, because a sensitive one too, you look for more entry until we hit out. Like I say, AUD USD is looking clean compared to GBP USD, right? I hope you guys can see how clean it is. Okay, and then another thing, if remember when I said if this is an inverse head and shoulder, we should have seen something different, right? So this is what I'm anticipating. If price is giving us an inverse head and shoulder, the right shoulder should always be a continuation pattern, right? And if you don't see that a continuation pattern, then ask yourself the reason why that is not a continuation pattern, because that is like manipulation. This is what I mean. Let's say we saw price gave us a left shoulder, head went up. Now then once price hit the neckline, we anticipate a continuation pattern. This is what I see, something like this towards this left shoulder right there. Then if we get a confirmation, that's when we execute. This is what I'm meaning. Okay, you see, this is a continuation pattern, right? This is a continuation pattern, which when I look at this level, I'm not seeing, right? So look at this level, we had a continuation pattern. Left shoulder had a continuation pattern. This is it, right? So let me just do this for you guys to understand. This is what I was anticipating. Let me remove a thing, then flip this joint. Come on. Okay, let's flip it. Gotta be kidding me, or I don't know why she doesn't want to be flipped. Yep, something like this, right? So you see, that's a continuation pattern. This is it. We had this level. Oh, come on. In fact, let's just have this right here. So this is what now let's hit this once again from this till this, correct? This is it. If we were anticipating a continuation pattern, then this is what we should have seen price doing, and now you see it's making sense. Guess what? Left shoulder right here, head, right shoulder with the continuation pattern. That's when we see price hitting those high. So that being said, bring in your trend, probably something like that. Then look for your entries. This is what I could have anticipated if she wanted to continue going to the top, you see. But now when we look at the current market price, we ain't seeing anything. We're just seeing price giving us something different, a double top, and then off that double top we've seen price giving us something like a bearish flag, this one that we've talked about. So we need to be keen on those kind of pattern that price is giving us. Those are just blueprints. I say understand how price approaching support or resistance level.